Jenkins crashes out on her daughter because she is not properly watching her baby while she's on live. Listen to this clip.
Honey, stop looking at me like that. If that's how it goes down. I asked you, I gave you the option. Help with your sister for a minute, or you can get up and do the chores they're literal chores. They're literally yours. Miss Rachel. And I'll tell y'all where I should be. Holy, give me the baby now and go do your chores.
It really broke my heart when she said, I'm trying so hard to help. People are saying that she said STFU to her baby. No, you're not. But like, what do you think? Everybody is overstimulated in that hotel, and it's not her job to watch your child. Her chores is her responsibility. She could help, but it's not her job to the point where you're getting upset with her. As always, let's talk about this in the comment section. And if you were in that live, let me know if this is what happened.
So allegedly, CPS just left the house of the resilient Jenkins because Stephanie Jenkins Thompson, whatever, was cursing out Addie, her 10-year-old daughter. But not only cursing her out, you heard a, oopsie, I can't even do it, sound, and you heard her say out. And it was really heartbreaking because Addie was like, I'm just trying to help. Now, Stephanie Jenkins is blaming Addie, and this is what narcissists do. She's basically saying that it's Addie's fault, that the baby is crying, even though it is her fault. But I feel like she's taking it out. My shirt's so dirty. She's taking it out on her, that Drew is like cheating and not really being receptive to forming any kind of real relationship with her. So she's taking it out on Addie because she's frustrated. In my opinion, that's what's happening. But I mean, Stephanie Jenkins Thompson went on live. Sorry, I have allergies. And she's like spiraling. She is so spiraling. But people are saying that it might not be her hitting her. Some people are saying that it is. What do you think?
Hey, what's up, you fabulous rumor chasers and drama detectives? Buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the whirlwind that's Stephanie Jenkins, the TikTok mom of 5 who's allegedly got CPS knocking at her door after a wild storm of family chaos. If you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications real quick. Oh, and drop in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. I'd love to know. All right, let's get into it. Now remember, everything I'm about to spill is purely alleged, based on whispers floating around the internet grapevine, rumors from lives, clips, and those shadowy corners of social media where the tea gets brewed extra hot. I'm not claiming any of this as gospel truth. It's all speculative, pieced together from what's been buzzing online. But oh boy, does it paint a picture that's equal parts heartbreaking and head-scratching. We're talking about Stephanie Jenkins, part of that whole resilient Jenkins saga, where resilience seems more like a code word for relentless drama. She's the mom who's turned her life into a public spectacle on TikTok, sharing everything from family moments to meltdowns. But lately, the spotlight's on some seriously concerning allegations of verbal blow-ups, neglect, and a living situation that's got people screaming for intervention. Let's start with the bombshell that's got everyone talking. This alleged audio clip from one of Stephanie's lives where she's reportedly going off on her 10-year-old daughter, Addie. Picture this. Stephanie's trying to go live, probably aiming for that perfect, uninterrupted vibe where she can chat with her followers, spill her thoughts, and maybe rake in some views. But life with kids isn't a scripted show, right? Especially when you're crammed into what sounds like a motel room with a whole crew.
I'm questioning it. And I'm fully distracted right now because my kids are being loud as out there. And all this.
Trying so hard to help. Look. My hair on school.
That's where I got it. I wanted to test it out. I need the. Okay, now we're gonna go a really elevated.
Yeah. What, you have to tell us.
And this is conversation that Drew and I have. Like, it's like having a conversation with him. So for a second there, I sat and questioned that shit. What the f-? And I like sending the screenshots of the text message threads. His behavior was a little bit different than I was expecting. So yeah, I'm questioning it. I'm questioning it. The f-? And the f-? I'm fully distracted right now because my kids are being loud as f- out there. And all this is gonna make this video same place on the counter, but They deserve to be loud when this is the only spot they can freaking get their little energy out right now.
Allegedly, the kids are interrupting, the baby's fussing, and Stephanie snaps. She storms out, and next thing you know, there's this heated exchange where she's telling Addie to shut the F up and even drops an FU bomb. Yeah, you heard that right, allegedly directing that kind of language at her own preteen daughter. And Addie's response? This heartbreaking plea? I'm trying my best to help. Like, can we just pause for a second and let that sink in? A 10-year-old begging for validation while getting shut down hard. It's rumored that this all stemmed from Stephanie wanting peace during her live, but the kids, especially Addie, were supposed to be handling chores or babysitting the little ones. Stephanie allegedly had this deal with Addie. Either wash the dishes piled up on the motel floor or watch the baby sister.
So Stephanie posted on the old Facebook. She said, you're not going to keep showing up to our door with allegations and meet nice Stephanie. Nope, no sir. I full-heartedly admit I was not kind during that interaction because I find it to be absolute BS that these folk keep showing up at our door. We have nothing to hide. I mean, I would assume she's talking about CPS here. I think that's what, like, most of us assume is, like, who she's talking about. I don't know. I feel like yelling at them while they're there because you yelled at your kids is probably not the best idea.
But hold up. Didn't Stephanie previously claim she doesn't make her kids do chores because they're already dealing with so much? That's the whisper going around, suggesting this might be another inconsistency in her story. It's like, girl, pick a lane. If you're admitting the kids are going through hell, why add more weight to their tiny shoulders? Preteens are tough enough to handle on a good day, hormones kicking in, attitudes brewing, but imagine being that age in a single motel room, no privacy, no escape, with your mom and her boyfriend always around, expecting you to play mini-parent. And let's talk about that rage. Allegedly, Stephanie's bubbling over with frustration, and it's spilling onto the kids. Rumors suggest it's a mix of postpartum struggles, dealing with a toxic relationship, and just the sheer stress of their situation.
I don't know. I've never interacted with them before. I literally know nothing about CPS. I no personal experience with them. I mean, from what you guys say, it looks like they don't do anything ever. In her case, we haven't really seen them do anything to help the kids. I don't know legally, like, what they can and can't do, though. Yeah, I really don't know much about them. But I would just think that screaming at them while they're there because you're screaming at your kids, it seems like a bad idea. Seems like a bad idea.
But excuses only go so far, you know? If you're allegedly battling postpartum depression or whatever they call PPD and it's amplified by a partner who's not pulling their weight, why not make changes? Staying in that cycle allegedly leads to moments like this, where a kid's plea for understanding gets met with invalidation and curses. It's sad, really. Addie's out there saying she's holding the baby like she promised, trying to keep things together, and it's just dismissed. No wonder kids in these rumored scenarios end up with attitudes. They're not being kids, they're being little adults, forced into roles they shouldn't have.
So I just heard an audio of Stephanie Jenkins telling her 10-year-old daughter STFU, and then she says FU. And this happened because Stephanie couldn't be on live peacefully without the kids interrupting her. So she went out there and went off on her daughter because she's like, you're not taking good care of the baby. Go do your chores. And her daughter started talking back to her. And then she comes back into the live and she's like, preteens, like, they're so hard to deal with. Like, all this talking back is so much. Like, I don't get it. Stephanie, can you imagine being a preteen is already hard enough? Now imagine being a preteen in one fucking motel room, and then your deadbeat mother with her deadbeat boyfriend is always making you take care of the baby. That, or you have to wash the giant pile of dishes that's sitting on the motel room floor. Do you not think that's gonna make her have more of an attitude? And Stephanie was like, before y'all get all hyped up over that clip, me and Addie, the one who's 10, me and Addie had a deal that either she was to do her chores, which is to wash the dishes, or she can help with her sister. Now, Stephanie had already said that she didn't make the kids do chores because she knows that they're already going through enough. So this is another lie that she told. Also, it's another really good insight on how she actually talks to these kids and how much rage she is filled with because she is dealing with that man who doesn't want to be there.
This isn't just a one-off. It's part of a bigger pattern that's got people speculating about CPS involvement. Allegedly, right after this blow-up, CPS showed up at their place, stormed by authorities because of reports tied to that cursing incident, and more. But it wasn't just words. Some rumors hint at a sound that could be interpreted as a slap or something physical, followed by that out command. Heartbreaking stuff. Especially hearing Addie defend herself with, "I'm just trying to help." Narcissistic tendencies are whispered about here, blaming the kid for the baby's cries when, allegedly, it's the adult's chaos causing the ripple effects. Stephanie's reportedly spiraling in her lives, defending herself, but people are divided. Was it a hit? Just a yell? What do you think? Drop your takes below, but keep it civil. We're here for the discussion, not the drama escalation. Zooming out, Stephanie's got 4 biological kids. Addie at 10, Bella at 8, Atlas around 2, and the youngest, Momo, who's about 7 months old, the so-called golden baby. Then there's the blended family aspect with Drew Jenkins and his kid, making it 5 kids total under one roof, or in this case, one motel room. The resilient Jenkins crew, as they're dubbed, has been through the ringer, and rumors paint Stephanie as exploiting these kids for content.
Now, it really broke my heart to hear Addie saying, like, "I'm trying my best to help, like, I'm trying to help," and her mom saying, "No, you're not," like, basically, like, "Get the fuck out of here." And Addie's like, "I was holding the baby, like, I promise, like, I was holding her." And her mom just like, it's just so invalidating. If she is that damn stressed, she really needs to realize she has like 4 freaking kids. It's not realistic for her to be in the motel bathroom and then be in the motel, like, living room, whatever, and for there not to be any noise. She just wants a perfect little life, but girl, you're not gonna get that. Like, you have babies, you don't have any help. I also hate when parents put all of the weight of, like, raising babies on the oldest child. Let that child be a child. That is why she's frustrated. That is why she's talking back, because you're making her be a little mother. That is your job. But yeah, I definitely find it sad, especially for the kids who have to end up parenting the little ones. And I know that this could be a mix of, like, postpartum. It could be a mix of dealing with narcissistic abuse, of being in that toxic relationship. But this can only be an excuse for so long. If you're dealing with PPD or postpartum, like, and a man is making it worse, it is really important for you to leave, because then situations like this happen. Oh, and before people ask, these little patches are for acne. My skin is breaking out really bad. I don't know why. You can't really see it because I have a filter on, but girl, I have craters on my face right now. Let me know what you think down below, because I know the audio was pretty crazy.
Time and again, she's allegedly prioritizing lives and videos over hands-on parenting, leading to verbal abuse that's now out in the open. That sub-live video where she went off? Allegedly, it's a prime example of harsh, unnecessary language just because she wanted screen time without interruptions. But let's shine a light on Bella, the 8-year-old. Rumors are swirling about the toll this is taking on her physically. In a recent video Stephanie posted, before one of her lives, Bella's allegedly showing signs of severe stress, missing chunks of hair, like 2.5 to 3 inches gone from her scalp. Heartbreaking, right? This isn't normal for a healthy child. It's speculated to be from pulling it out due to anxiety, it falling out from neglect, or even worse, someone ripping it. Abuse doesn't always show as bruises. Sometimes it's this silent scream from the body, like hair loss from emotional, verbal, or physical strain. Exploitation, neglect, all allegedly piling up, and Bella's paying the price. No kid should look depleted like that. It's a red flag waving furiously for intervention. People are calling for CPS to step in hard, especially since Oregon's system is rumored to be notoriously lax about removals.
Point I'm starting to wonder if Stephanie cussing directly in her children's faces is part of her rage bait strategy. If you haven't heard, Stephanie went on live apparently for subs only. Like, who the fuck is paying for that? That's what I want to know. But went on subs only today. She was at it with her oldest daughter, which I personally can no longer stand to hear. It is so sad. The depletion in this child is unreal. She's going back and forth with this child, basically saying that she needs to watch her sister so that she doesn't have to do chores, and in turn, Stephanie can make her stupid live. Well, apparently her oldest daughter was not doing what she needed her to do. So much so, the daughter says in a very elevated and sad voice, "I'm trying so hard to help you." And Stephanie replies back, "No, you're not." Well, anyway, I guess the daughter continues to push back. But then what happens is that Stephanie loses her cool. She steps away and she tries to attempt to say under her breath, "Shut the fuck up, stop disturbing me," or something along those lines, and then says, fuck you straight to her daughter's face.
But something's gotta give. These kids allegedly need a stable, loving home, not a shelter or motel where they're raised by a mom who's reportedly abusing substances in front of them or exploiting them online. There's even talk of a video showing that, but it's too flagged for public posting. Allegedly, it's out there if you dig. Stephanie needs to be held accountable, maybe even canceled, so these babies get a fighting chance. It's horrific, and sharing this kind of awareness might pressure authorities to act. Fast forward to another alleged sub-only live where Stephanie's at it again with Addie, arguing over watching the sister versus chores. The daughter's voice is elevated, sad, pleading, "I'm trying so hard to help you," and Stephanie shoots back with, "No, you're not." Then she steps away, mutters something like, "Shut the fuck up, stop disturbing me," and allegedly caps it with a direct "fuck you" to her daughter's face. Brutal. Rumors point to creators saving audio clips, 3 or 4 minutes of this chaos that reveal the raw side. Right after, Stephanie posts a video acting like it's business as usual, brushing off haters as miserable, saying she doesn't give a crap. But come on, that's a front. Allegedly talking to your kid like trash, then playing nonchalant. If authenticity is your brand, own it. Speak how you speak to your children. Let the world see the real you.
So after she says that to her daughter, she then posts this video next.
There she goes, posting like it's just another day and nothing went down. Well, yeah, honey, that's called life. Then there's a good amount of people who are just here to hate and spread their opinions, and that's just how miserable people operate, and that's them. I don't really give a crap.
Imagine putting on a front and being like, "I don't really give a crap," when you're literally talking directly to your daughter and saying, "Fuck you." Just say, "I don't give a fuck." I have said this so many times, just speak. Just speak the way that you're speaking to your children. Just speak so that people can actually see the authentic you that you're always claiming you want to be. Also, imagine calling people who have been watching your story unfold the miserable ones. You are so miserable and you blame everybody else. You think people aren't going to have an opinion that you're back with Drew after 24 hours of your whatever the fuck you want to call that, and that people aren't going to continue to call you out when you are talking to your children like this. It is baffling to me, and I'm going to be really honest. I take breaks from the Resilient Jenkins content because it's a lot. It's a lot. Nothing changes. It's like watching a slow burning building, and it's just never ending. And I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel like she is getting the views that she wanted. Maybe she's getting some attention on the other apps, which is what people have speculated. And I think I'm just done. You can't say that kind of stuff underneath your breath and not expect people to believe that is the real you. You claim you want to be authentic, start being authentic. Because when we hear that stuff, when we hear the way you actually talk to your children, when you have the audacity to talk to them and treat your daughter like she is your co-parent, that's the real you. At this point, I'm just disgusted. I gotta take a break. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.
It's baffling how she labels critics as miserable when her own life is a rumored mess. Back with Drew after a 24-hour split, treating Addie like a co-parent. That's the real issue. Kids shouldn't be in adult arguments or burdened with baby duties. Addie's allegedly in the thick of it, with Drew asking her if he should leave or stay, her helping cook, watch siblings. It's like she's a sister wife at 10. No wonder she's pushing back. Frustration builds when childhood's stolen. And the living situation? Dark, dirty motel crammed with 7 people. 5 kids, 2 adults. Addie's at that age where puberty could hit any day. Imagine navigating that in 0 privacy. God forbid she starts her period there. Talk about added trauma. Out of all the kids, Addie allegedly draws the shortest straw. Rumors say she was groomed by her biological father, who's now in jail for heinous sexual crimes. Then, not long after, Stephanie starts dating Drew, a stranger Addie met the same day as her mom. They move in quick, 3 years together now, and Addie's forced into close quarters with this man she barely knows. Her whole world upended, ripped from stability with grandma, where she had her own room, to a 1-bedroom apartment where she and her siblings slept in the living room with Drew's son, Deshaun. Awkward doesn't cover it. 10-year-olds need space, not shared living rooms with unfamiliar boys. Then eviction for unpaid rent, landing them in this motel hell. Stephanie's allegedly screaming at Addie like she's ruined her life enough already.
So I wasn't planning on making any videos today at all, none. And then I felt drawn that I have to make a video. because if I don't make a video about it, I'm going to be upset. Apparently, because of the slap heard around the internet world or the TikTok world, people felt inclined to call social services. And they showed up today to Stephanie's door. And she's making fun of it on Facebook, saying, haha, keep calling those people. They'll show up at the door. I don't have anything to hide. You know, I'm just sick of the way that the teenager acts. First off, she's not a teenager. She's not a preteen. She's 10. A preteen is 12, just turned 13, not a 10-year-old. Second off, we heard you tell her, F you. Shut the F up. We heard you tell her to take care of the baby. Then we heard Addie say, I was just trying to help, which is a huge amount of guilt for a child. Then we heard a child say, ow.
But who's really at fault? The mom's choices, allowing the bio dad's actions, yanking kids from grandma's stability, prioritizing a boyfriend over kids' comfort. Yelling matches happen in families. Hey, I've had my share with little ones, but context matters. My hypothetical 4-year-old has a house, her own room, trusted adults like teachers to confide in. She can storm off, cool down, apologize. Addie? Allegedly isolated, no school, no dad contact. Rightly so, he's a monster, just mom and boyfriend. No outlets, and you're dropping F-bombs? Ew, girl, own your messes. Stephanie keeps claiming her content's relatable, that others in similar spots get it. But relatable to who? The masses? Nah. People in tough situations allegedly don't want mirrors held up. They're hustling to escape, not wallow like her.
None of this is okay. And if CPS didn't open a case after that video, then I'm disgusted. If CPS isn't demanding drug tests, then I'm disgusted, because it's very clear to me, watching Miss Thompson's behavior decline over the past couple weeks, there's something going on. She's losing a huge amount of weight. Look at the size of her arms in the last video. Look at how crazy her eyes look. She's sniffling every 5 minutes. She's scratching. She's being irrational. I've never seen this side. We've always known she was a little crazy, but not to this level. I still don't understand why family's not stepping in before the state does. I hope that Desiree is taking all of this to her lawyer. I heard that Drew called Desiree to come get Deshaun on his day off, the day that he left. And it really wasn't about him leaving. It was about the fact that now Deshaun has somewhere to go, so Drew can leave. And this is what he's been waiting for, right? We all knew that. The only one that seems surprised is Miss Thompson. But I'm very concerned. I've been telling you guys my concerns for the past couple days, and it's only getting worse.
Giving Addie options like watch the baby or chores, both are burdens. That's not her job. Kids aren't mini-moms. Rumors paint Stephanie and Drew treating Addie like an equal in their drama, which is gross. And that slap sound in the live? Some say yes, others no. I heard what sounded like it, followed by foo. What about you? Chime in. Drew's role? Allegedly cheating, unreceptive, making Stephanie frustrated, which she takes out on kids. She's defending their relationship to death, even crying at the park over him leaving for 10 minutes. Real or fake, it traumatizes the children. They see the backpack exit, the tears, emotional whiplash. Financially unfit, emotionally unstable. Rumors say she's not mother material right now. CPS calls are allegedly happening. Hopefully, kids go to grandma for stability. This whole saga's exhausting. A slow-burning disaster with no end.
It's only getting worse. I don't know why the state isn't stepping in and offering help. I don't know why her family's not stepping in and offering help. I don't know why CPS didn't open up a case, because if I was a caseworker, that would be enough for me to open up a case at least. You know, maybe you need some parenting classes. Maybe you need respite childcare. You need to give me a drug test. And I know that she's going to tell the CPS, oh, these are just haters on the internet. That's not how it was. Well, who put it on the internet, Miss Thompson? You did. You crashed out at 3 in the morning and deleted it. You freaked out on your daughter and deleted it. But here's the thing, the internet is forever, and Miss Thompson hasn't figured that out yet. This behavior isn't just going to be a childhood memory for your children. They're going to be able to Google it. And that's the really sad part. Right now, I'm just praying that CPS opened a case.
I take breaks because nothing changes. It's views and attention for her, speculation for us. But hearing her allegedly curse at Addie reveals the real her. Inauthentic despite claims. Disgusted? Yeah. What do you think? Comments await. Expanding on the family dynamics, let's not forget Atlas and Momo, the toddlers in this storm. Atlas, around 2, is at that age where everything's exploration, but in a motel? Allegedly limited space means limited growth, constant noise from arguments spilling over. Momo, the 7-month-old golden baby, is rumored to be the one everyone's babysitting, but babies need routine, not chaos. Stephanie's allegedly postpartum, which could explain some rage, but paired with narcissistic abuse from a toxic partner, recipe for disaster. Excuses wear thin. Leave if it's worsening things.
One of Stephanie's Jenkins child, yeah. She has like a bald spot. I've seen that. Let me tell you, that kid is so stressed out. She's pulling her own hair out. Your child is pulling her hair out as a coping mechanism. Stephanie, she's pulling her hair out to cope with the fighting between you and Drew, or the allegedly, it's not even allegedly anymore because I heard the footage. You abuse those kids behind closed doors. Yes, the hell you do. You abuse your children. That's abuse. You should just give those kids to your mother at this point. Like, seriously, because like, you don't want them. If I saw my freaking child's bald spot and I knew I was the one causing it due to the stress being in the motel, due to the constant fighting that goes, on behind closed doors, I am sure of it, okay?
Bella's hair loss is a stark symbol. Stress manifesting physically. No healthy 8-year-old has scalps like that. It's neglect's footprint. Exploitation online amplifies it. Kids as content props. Stephanie's lives prioritize views over bedtime, chores over play. Rumored substance use in front of them? Unacceptable. Past stability. With grandma, girls had rooms, routine. Ripped away for Drew, into apartment, then eviction, motel. Weird choices, like kids in living room with stranger's son. Uncomfortable, unnecessary. Stephanie's boyfriend focus allegedly blinds her to kids' needs. In lives, she's spiraling, blaming Addie for cries when it's her fault. Narcissists shift blame, rumored here. Frustration from Drew's alleged infidelity boils over onto innocence. People speculate it's all for attention. Other apps, views. But kids suffer. CPS in Oregon allegedly drags feet, but pressure might help. These children deserve better. Homes, not shelters. Love, not lives. But man, does this part 2 amp up the intensity?
The neglect. They're in a freaking motel 24/7. And you're so selfish. You really freaking are. I want to cry right now. Your daughter is literally pulling her hair out because the child doesn't know how to cope. She's having anxiety attacks. I've seen it. I've worked with kids. And when they are put in environments that are not healthy environments, they do that to cope. Some of them, that's what they do. They pull their hair out. They take their finger and twirl it and then just rip it out.
Allegedly, this visit came hot on the heels of that explosive live stream we talked about last time, where she was reportedly cursing out her 10-year-old daughter Addie for not handling baby duties perfectly. And Stephanie's response? Not exactly apologetic, more like proudly hostile, if the whispers are to be believed. Picture this. CPS shows up, and Stephanie's allegedly meeting them with this irritated energy, bragging about how she low-key annoyed the caseworker for cowering after making accusations. Rumors say she's all, "Bro, if you're coming at me with claims, stand your ground. Don't back down from my vibe." She's allegedly appreciating that her partner Drew is a man, whatever that means in her world, implying she's drawn to that type, but expects the same backbone from outsiders poking into her life.
Mother, you're no mother. Shame on you. It is so sickening. It is so sickening. Your daughter, let me just say that again. Your daughter is pulling her hair out, and you still choose your Drew over your own daughter. Daughters? Yeah. Okay. You deserve everything. You deserve everything. You deserve the motel. Stay there. But let your kids go.
It's like, girl, these are professionals doing their job based on reports, allegedly sparked by her own public blow-up. How dare we, the online watchers, be concerned about her behavior? That's the vibe she's giving off, dismissing it all as ridiculous. The accusations? Allegedly the same stuff bubbling up online, snapping at the kids, yelling, and that off-camera moment where people speculated she smacked Addie. But Stephanie's version? She tripped over a blanket, knocked a toy off the couch, nothing more. Y'all turned that into me dealing with her and smacking her? What? That's the rumored defense, brushing off the verbal part entirely. She doesn't see an issue with barking at her 10-year-old like, holy crap, give me the baby now and go do your chores. Addie's pleading, I'm trying so hard to help. And Stephanie's allegedly shutting it down with, no, you're not. And you need to stop. Stop, please. Addie, I already said, stop, please.
Girl, no worries, I got you. But mind you, this is a 3-minute clip, and she does say it in the middle, and it's not like the full live, okay? It's just like a little bit of the live that I decided to record because I could tell that she was starting to fight with her daughter. And I just so happened to get that one little area in there. And then once she stopped talking about that type of stuff, I just stopped recording because I didn't think it was like useful anymore. So this is my clip that I have. It's not the entire live, but it's what I have.
There is no Miss Rachel.
Like, I'm not 10-year-old, bro. She be.
Rachel.
Holy fuck. Give me the baby now and go do your chores.
Trying so hard to help.
Addie. No, you're not, and you need to stop.
Stop, please.
Addie, I already said stop, please. Holy crap.
Holy crap. It's that invalidating tone that has people speculating about deeper issues, but she's allegedly framing it as normal parenting, not worth the fuss. Instead of reflection, rumors paint her as viewing the whole thing as harassment. She's allegedly telling the caseworker, you can't just keep showing up based on social media allegations. These need to come from people who actually interact with us and see the kids' conditions. Fair point in theory, but when your life's broadcasted online, inviting scrutiny, it's a slippery slope. She wonders how many times they can pop up with the same claims before it's straight seat-up harassment. I should watch my mouth, but you're in the wrong here. And the unscheduled visit allegedly has her fuming. Excuse you, it's not that we have anything to hide, but you're being trolley, showing up unannounced to catch us off guard. Burping mid-rant, she's insisting she knows better than these trained pros. It's disrespectful, unfair when there's nothing going on. We're normal people. This is harassment. If we were doing something wrong, fine, but my children didn't pop out your body, so excuse me.
Do we still need one of Miss Rachel?
Yep. So, since you're going to try to spin that situation, what actually went down is we have an agreement. She can help with her sister, and I'll do her chores if she wants to help with her sister. But when I go out there and her sister is just laying down crying and she's just sitting watching TV playing with her tablet, then we switch it up. I'm going to take back the baby since you weren't helping, and I'll do the fucking, or you can do your chores. I don't think that's too much to ask of a 10-year-old. She's given the option. I'm not making her take care of the baby. She's choosing. So.
But Mommy, I had her in my arms. She wasn't
I need you to stop.
crying.
It's that entitlement that's got the rumors flying, allegedly questioning the system's place in her life, saying there's a role for CPS in the right people's lives, but not hers. Out of place, wrong, harassing innocents while missing kids who really need help. And this isn't new. Allegedly, DHS has been involved for a bit. She mentions the social worker calling over a week ago to set up a Wednesday 10 a.m. visit, but he shows up a week later, agitating her more. This fool told me last week, "Show up, I don't care." Mix-up or not, it's fueling her defensiveness. Other rumored complaints that brought CPS knocking, things like a knife on the floor near dishes piled up, people assuming the toddler and baby play with sharp objects unsupervised, Stephanie's alleged clapback. That's not how it works. When Minova's practicing crawling or mobility, that area's blocked off. She's not even in the kitchen zone. Atlas barely goes there. You're assuming because my cleaning videos don't show all the kids, I must push them outside unsupervised. It's those assumptions she's railing against. But when you post incomplete glimpses, speculation fills the gaps. Then there's the baby sleeping with too many blankets, a safety risk for suffocation.
She just keep going too. I don't even know what you're complaining about. I did all them dishes before bed last night and there's like 10 to do.
You're too much. 10's not that much.
I'm shutting the door and you're dealing with your stuff now.
Allegedly, she's sent caseworkers photos proving otherwise. I've shown them multiple pics of her asleep, and that's not the case. How many times can they keep bringing this up? She looked it up, and rumors say it's 2 to 3 times max before it's harassment. But if reports keep coming, maybe there's smoke to the fire? Speculation abounds. Amid all this, Stephanie's allegedly doubling down on her anti-gentle parenting stance, insisting it'd fly in the deep south where folks aren't so soft. I'm not afraid to admit I don't gentle parent. I do snap at my kids. It's not my first reaction. I'll tell them once or twice nicely first. But then that live where she dealt with Addie? Y'all have an issue because I dealt with my child, but I didn't. It's contradictory. Admitting snaps, but denying the extent. People are soft. You could never survive down south where it's not such soft individuals. No offense. Craving watermelon mid-thought? Random, but allegedly part of her stream of consciousness rants. This whole live comes off as awfully defensive, like she's prepping for battle rather than addressing concerns. When will she get used to disappointment, like constant scrutiny from sharing her life?
No, you're not gonna do her chore. That stuff just makes me so, like, I don't know. I get it, why my parents just lost patience with me so often, because that's the kind of stuff that my mom would have just backhanded me. No arguing allowed, just backhanded. And like, I'm just sitting there like, I'm not about to do that to my child, but like, what is this? What is this, like, arguing back and forth? Like, who cares that you're the parent? I don't care. Preteens, bro. I'm telling you, I cannot wait for school to start, and I've never said that in my life. That's the thing. It's like,
Rumors from sources suggest there's an open, active investigation into the resilient Jenkins family, confirmed by her own words, allegedly. And if she keeps responding with hostility, things might escalate, like it did for other online moms facing similar heat. Just ask figures like Ronnie. Tone shifts quick when you pop a camera up and confront, "Fuck no, you're not just coming up in here, it's goofy." She's allegedly explaining CPS has to cover their own ass due to the volume of social media calls. If they don't check, they look bad. But it misses real needy kids. Fair critique of the system, but in her case, with public displays of yelling and cramped living, it's inviting the visits. And oh, the latest breakup breakdown? Rumors tease it's in the works. A thick, big video coming soon, but she's sick, so bear with her.
Stephanie, aren't you married to another man that you had 2 kids with that's a pedophile or whatever? And you gave him 2 girls that you let him hurt, and he's in prison. So Drew is basically like your side piece. That's your side piece. You're cheating on your husband that's in prison with Drew. Like, what? Make that make sense.
And then Drew supposedly has a couple side pieces, so both of y'all are just side pieces, just fried chicken set to the side, just side pieces. No, they're not divorced, and they need to be, though. Get that divorce, honey, because y'all are just side pieces at this point.
That cycle of drama keeps spinning. Toxic relationship with Drew, taking it out on kids, public meltdowns, CPS knocks, defensive lives. It's exhausting to watch from afar. Imagine living it. Let's circle back to the kids in this alleged mess. Addie, still the one bearing the brunt, forced into chores or babysitting, her pleas dismissed. Bella's rumored stress signs, like hair loss, could tie into this ongoing instability. CPS visits adding more tension. Atlas and Momo, the little ones, allegedly in blocked-off zones. But is that enough in a motel? Safety risks like blankets or knives highlight the speculation. Is this environment truly child-proof, or just patched together?
Just like how James still be in the house with Amoy, I think Drew's still in that house with Stephanie. I made a video a few months back, and I said I feel like in due time, because they're getting desperate, that Drew was going to leave and she was going to start playing this battered, depressed, sad woman, and people were going to just start donating directly to her instead of, telling her fuck you, because oh my God, we can't let a single mom, we can't let a single mom struggle in a hotel with kids, so we're going to donate money to her because apparently, something is wrong with her mom, and that's why she won't go back to her mom. Either people punching their phones and on live begging, or they have taken this struggling mom being home, like they've made this a trend, and it's y'all fault. But no, dead ass, I think that she's gonna collect all of you guys' money and they're gonna move, and then all of a sudden you're gonna start seeing that game and those headphones in the background laying around, just like how Amoy's TV was paused on the game. I feel like that's gonna be her end all be all, and y'all are gonna fall for it once again. I don't think, even if he is gone, I don't think he's too far out in the wind. I could be wrong though, but
Stephanie's pride in her hostility, allegedly too proud, irritated at the caseworker's demeanor. But if accusations fly and you snap back, it doesn't de-escalate. She's appreciating Drew's man-man vibe, rumored to mean standing firm, but in a toxic setup, does that help or hinder? Whispers say his cheating and disinterest fuel her rage, spilling onto family. The anti-gentle parenting bit, allegedly framing it as regional, soft up north, tough down south. But abuse isn't cultural. It's harmful anywhere. Snapping as second resort after nice warnings still escalates to curses. I said something during that live, but y'all gonna have an issue with me dealing with my child. Dealing how? That's the speculative core. Harassment claims, how many visits before it's too much? Allegedly 2 to 3, per her research. But if allegations persist from online viewers seeing lives, it loops. She's demanding reports from real interactors, not social media strangers. Yet she broadcasts, inviting opinions. I've spilled a lot. Alleged verbal abuse, neglect signs, toxic cycles. It's speculative, but the patterns scream for change. Stephanie, if rumors hold, reflect. Your choices echo in your kids' pleas. Whew, that's the tea. Hot, alleged, and eye-opening. What stood out? Where are you watching from? What's the time? Sub, notify, let's keep chatting. Peace out.